One of the most famous events with failure to follow procedures implications actually happened over a century ago. You've heard of the Titanic, but did you know that if procedures were followed, the infamous events may never have happened?
During construction, there was an effort to build larger and faster ships to increase the shipmaker's return on investment. Because the maiden voyage started behind schedule, the captain, the ship designer, and the crew were in a hurry-up mode. Stories and movies based on the tale of the unsinkable ship leave the impression that the iceberg came out of nowhere. The night of the event was calm and the moon was new, causing visibility problems. However, the ship stayed near its maximum speed, a little over 21 knots. Earlier that day, the captain was notified, per procedures, by the telegraph operators that other ships were seeing many icebergs. The Titanic's course was diverted about 16 miles south of the normal shipping route. Later in the afternoon, the telegraph operators received additional messages but were too busy to give the messages to the captain. At 10 p.m., more warnings arrived and failed to make it to the captain. When the iceberg came into view, there was no time to avoid it. 5 of the watertight compartments were breached. The ship couldn't survive more than 4 of the compartments being flooded. Earlier that day, the captain chose to forego a required lifeboat safety drill to ensure the comfort of the first-class passengers. This led to a hectic scene when the lifeboats were needed. Some lifeboats went out with as little as 27 passengers, even though they had the capacity to hold 65 people. In the end, there were 500 empty spaces on lifeboats, and 1,500 people were dead. If the crew hadn't been in hurry-up mode, or if all of the iceberg warnings had made it to the captain, or even if lifeboat procedures were followed, things may have turned out much differently and many lives could have been saved. While the Titanic was an ocean liner, the safety risks of FFP remain the same when it comes to aircraft.
Now it's time to test your understanding with a knowledge assessment quiz. Remember, you must score at least 80% to pass the quiz and continue the course. If you fail this quiz, you will be given an opportunity to review the questions and retake it immediately.